Today I'm reviewing the KEF R2 Meta Compact 3-way center channel speaker in gloss black. If at any point you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've been using this speaker as the dialogue anchor in my main home theater setup for several weeks, movies, streaming shows, and a mix of music tracks. What I'm describing here reflects how it behaves in a real room with real content, not just what the spec sheet suggests. Let's set expectations up front. This isn't a standalone soundbar meant to fill an entire living room with immersive sound on its own. It's a compact center channel designed to integrate with left and right front speakers in a properly matched surround system. Its primary role is to present voices and mid-band detail clearly and naturally. On real-world performance, the R2 Meta Compact delivers articulate dialogue that stays anchored in the center of the soundstage. In scenes with multiple voices or overlapping effects, clarity stayed steady rather than overly emphasized or shouty. Speech comes through with a relaxed presence that doesn't compete with music or effects, it feels cohesive with the overall mix. The three-way meta design helps keep a balanced tonal quality across low, mid, and high frequencies. Voices don't sound hollow or thin, and higher frequency details, footsteps, rustling, ambience, come through without sharpness. There was a sense of air and space without the delivery feeling artificially bright. Because this is a passive speaker, thermal and mechanical noise are not part of the experience, there's nothing active to make noise on its own. In terms of usability, setup was straightforward: position under the screen, connect to your AV receiver, and calibrate levels and crossover. In my room, the imaging stayed stable across the main seating area without perceptible smearing or loss of focus. Now to limitations, honestly. Bass extension from the R2 Meta Compact is modest. It's not meant to replace a dedicated subwoofer. In my setup, pairing it with a sub made a marked difference if the content included deep low-end effects, explosions, thunder, or cinematic scoring. Left on its own, it remains controlled and tidy but naturally limited in the bottom octave. Another trade-off to acknowledge is size and matching. This model's compact footprint is a strength for smaller rooms or tighter spaces, but that also means it pairs best with similarly sized left/right speakers. If your fronts are much larger or have a significantly different tonal character, careful room correction from your AVR helps smooth the transition. It won't auto-match itself. Comparing it reasonably versus alternatives, many compact center channels lean on boosted treble to fake clarity in demos. In everyday listening, that often feels fatiguing or unnatural. This KEF keeps a more measured, balanced character. Against larger, higher-end center speakers, those bigger models may push deeper mid-bass or greater dynamic range, but they also occupy more space and typically cost more. So who it makes sense for is fairly straightforward. If you're building or upgrading a surround system with smaller to medium front speakers and want a center that presents dialogue and mid-range detail in a natural, cohesive way, this fits that niche. If your priority is room-shaking bass from a center alone, or you're matching very large left/right fronts without room correction, then a larger center or complementary sub will serve you better. In measured, real-world terms, the KEF R2 Meta Compact center channel behaves like a thoughtful, balanced piece, not flashy, not overstated, and it sits comfortably where a good center should. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.